MAURIZIO Sarri and Chelsea keeper Kepa Arrizabalaga were caught in an astonishing on-field row that left the manager absolutely raging. The Italian gaffer wanted to bring his number one off the field after he went down with cramp just minutes before the shootout and ultimately Chelsea's cup final defeat. Kepa sensationally refused to come off the field ahead of the penalty shootout, with penalty specialist Willy Caballero ready to come on and the board raised. Arrizabalaga sensationally refused to budge. Sarri was growing incensed on the touchline and continued to demand that the £71.6 million keeper should be subbed for the shootout. Caballero was the hero 3 years ago when he saved 3 penalties as Man City lifted the League Cup. Even assistant boss Gianfranco Zola did his best to convince Arrizabalaga to come off pitch. Kepa appeared to be injured and prompted MAURIZIO Sarri to make a sub. Willy Caballero gets changed and ready to come on after Kepa goes down. MAURIZIO Sarri is fuming as Kepa tells him he is staying on the pitch. MAURIZIO Sarri shouts at Kepa while Willy Caballero stands on the sideline waiting to come on. MAURIZIO Sarri storms off towards the tunnel after being disobeyed, but he continued to stand his ground and player power would prevail as a furious Sarri failed to contain his emotions on the touchline. Sarri launched an item to the ground and looked to be heading towards the Wembley exit before eventually coming back to the dugout. It is a new embarrassment for the under-pressure manager, who will feel he has been undermined by his player. Arrizabalaga remained in goal for the penalties and blundered Sergio Aguero's spot kick, allowing it to slip under his arm. But he somewhat redeemed himself by saving Leroy Sané's before David Luiz failed to take advantage and hit the post. Raheem Sterling scored the winning penalty as the Spanish keeper trudged his way off the field. But the inquest will now begin over why the stopper refused to follow his manager's instructions. Chelsea fans had little sympathy for their disgraceful keeper, with a majority claiming he was in the wrong. Kepa had a nightmare as he let Aguero's penalty slip under his arm. Kepa stood his ground and won the battle between player and manager. His Wikipedia page was changed several times in the aftermath as he was targeted by trolls. One said, "Kepa should be dropped and fined. You can't disrespect your manager in a game like this." Another added, "Kepa should never play for Chelsea again. If the players start refusing to be substituted, thereby humiliating the manager, they make the club look ridiculous too." A Chelsea fan page commented, "One thing for sure, if Kepa will pay for this, Kepa should never play for Chelsea again. If players start refusing to be substituted, thereby humiliating the manager, they make the club look ridiculous too." Also, unfair on replacement keeper who got changed ready to play. Unsporting, big-headed, selfish. And he plans on hauling him in for talks. Sarri said, "I was really angry. I understood he had cramp, so I didn't want the goalkeeper to go to the penalties in that physical condition. I realized the situation after 3 or 4 minutes when the doctor arrived on the bench. I wanted Caballero on the pitch, but the goalkeeper wanted to let me know he was in condition to go to the penalties. It was only a big misunderstanding." MAURIZIO Sarri was absolutely raging at his goalkeeper. News Group Newspapers Limited. The £71.6 million keeper refuses to budge despite the manager's pleas. MAURIZIO Sarri completely lost his cool over the incident. Kepa was right, but in the wrong way. Wrong in the way he conducted himself, but mentally he was right because he was able to go to the penalties. But I realized everything only when the doctor arrived on the bench. Not before. I want to talk with him because he needs to understand that, for a misunderstanding, we can go in trouble. So I think I have only to explain exactly the situation to Kepa. Without any other problem. Kepa only said, no, I'm very well and able to continue." He understood I wanted to change for an injury. He was only telling me his word, saying he was